Hello everyone and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright AAT Tourney Justice for All. In the last episode, we went to investigate some more and found out that Mr. Ongard is one hell of a scumbag, so to say. And the fact that we can't really go against him at the moment because he has Maya still held hostage. And today we're gonna go to trial where I have no clue what's gonna happen. The only thing I know, I think, is that Mr. Powers is gonna testify. So we'll see how this goes. So without further ado, I think it's time to dive back into it and see how this ends. Oh great, it starts ominous even. Perfect. How do I get into this mess? That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What the fuck? What? What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. Huh? But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title. Jesus Christ. Okay. I've had this dream before. Someplace some time ago. As if this day was written into my destiny. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer. To prove a killer innocent. Yeah. We are, aren't we? Element number 3. Okay, so I'm happy at least, because I like this ringtone. Hello, this thing's right. You don't look so well, dude. You gotta prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious fan's life is running on today's verdict, too. Now listen up. You'd better get on got a guilty sentence, okay? Get that creepy slime bag not guilty. I never forgive you. Ever. Maya. Phoenix. Phoenix! Mia! Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? He hasn't tried to challenge me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times is when you have to force your biggest smiles. But, can I give up? There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. Oh, again. Ah, it's that accursed Ongard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore, I mean it. You're really mean, pal. No, I'm sorry, Gumshoe. I'm sorry. Ah, Gumshoe. I'm really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. We're not going to give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can and find the killer. You can get Maya out, then you can get Ongard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true. I could do that if I found Maya first. Got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? Go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you got. Then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we've got. Just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money we're never able to buy. Friendship. Hell yeah. This is what I mean. I know in the last episode, he was just like, I really don't have friends. He was like, oh, come on, we have Gumshoe. He's a friend, right? And Edgeworth. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah, Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. Court is now in session for trial, Matt Angard. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery begins with exactly what Miss Ainter and Andrew's role in this murder. That is to say, is he really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edward, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. You forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Angard. And then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which he cannot escape. Are you saying that she's guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corrida was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Angard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it would become commonplace by now, Your Honor. Now what's going on this time? So I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. We still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Hey, Powers. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. What is your relation to the defendant? Well, that's... I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah? Miss Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you asked. Now then, I would like you to testify about when you went to Mr. Angard's room. Oh, okay. Sure. Okay, it's to Matt's room. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Miss Powers' testimony. Talking with the bellboy is no big deal. One assumes that the person Mr. Angard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy. What are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right? Just need to check something as well. Okay. It's the mat room. Often, yeah, I just need to... I just need to check something. Alright, no problem. I think the only suspicious thing is the bellboy stuff. At first? What do you mean by that? Well, it wasn't a bellboyish uniform and had a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I don't think it was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. Guess I'm going to have to wait patiently on this one. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? Well, that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. Well... Wait, I wanna see if something changes here. What do you mean by that? Yeah, normal bellboy. So no, hey, wait a second. Actually, Miss Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Yeah, this. Could it be that you felt something strange about tip giving incident itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Miss Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Okay. So you gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Ah, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. That's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid that I don't follow at all. Not like Miss Power was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of these shocking moments I should ask about. Which one should we ask about, really? I think the face is whatever, really. Like, a face is a face. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. Why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? That seems a bit excessive, don't you say? Why do you look so meek, Powers? Jesus Christ. Well. How interesting. It certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. I can hardly recall a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. What the f... I mean, raise an objection, I guess. The defendant's a superstar. This kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? I mean, true. He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. Wait, how the fuck do we survive if we don't get paid? So supposing the roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Alright. Hold your horses now. Mr. Edward, you don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer? Is the person the police special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw that was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw the bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away. This time, I was in the hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. That's when a bellboy I saw earlier came out of a room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, the bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so it had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much. That is all we need to know. We need for now. Fuck. I can read, I swear. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer. Then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. If that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. I'll be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn. Entertain and make us laugh. It's no laughing matter. Doesn't matter. Mia, we nervous laugh. Come on. I think... Yeah, let's just press everything for now. What time was it? Well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ending around 8 PM, right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that. Then I came back. Then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8-10 PM by that time? Not one for details, sorry, Miss Powers. Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah. How could you tell? All the bellboys were the same. All the bellboys were the same uniform after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches on his face. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. So which room did the bellboy come out of? Okay. Miss Corrida's room. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damage the thing is going to say next. Well, the bellboy is empty-handed. Empty-handed? The bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it's a bit strange, Miss Powers. But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Miss Powers' testimony slide or... No, I think this has some significance, because it gives us choice. And usually the game, when it gives us choice, there's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really, really is. There really, really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed. Ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness' previous statement be supplemented with this new one. Edgeworth. We're going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious. I see very well. This court recognizes and grant the prosecution's request. His powers, if you could amend your testimony. I actually managed to mute my mic before I sneezed for once. Yes, sir. Is it just this statement? So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. We've come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Some sort of proof. I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for court record. So I mean, it did say tomato juice. It was filled with tomato juice and it's a wine glass, so... And music stopped, so it's probably it. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But... Isn't he really suspicious? He got all those stitches and... So? A baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well, there's also... I mean, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Miss Corrida's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here... Well, you can't see it that well because I'm in the way. But anyone can clearly see that it's a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Miss Corrida's room. He left the tray in the room. Which is why he was empty-handed when he left. Ah, but that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. Ah, but can you prove that Miss Corrida was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed. Or should I say empty-hand-ed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Oh boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, got to focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones. So? A football is made of leather. What's with all the sport references? Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? But man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. Anyone was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe it was just another bellboy. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? What do you mean the rest? What? The rest? Oh no. Oh yes, please tell us more. Okay. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room, and the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. That's a testimony? Okay. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room? Yeah. I kinda saw that by accident. Accident? I'd say you saw too much. All of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Miss Wright, you cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Jesus. Oh, God. That what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be a poor on-the-pace action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Miss Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye, in sort of a sneaky spy-like. I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care about. Care to know. Whoops. That's... Gave something to the person inside the room. I said hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. Probably what it was that they were given. He gave something to this person? Yeah. What was this something? If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? What this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember his powers? I think it was something kinda small. It's an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please, try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk about another point. Namely, what the bellboy did next. Oh, so after giving the person inside the room the thing. I wanna see... Let's see here. About the other question. Person inside. So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? Are you saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all he could see was a person's arm. Yeah. It was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Miss Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see, I think it was... No. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. Oh, wait. But I think it was some sort of wooden statue. Do we have one of those? A wood... I mean, this is wooden. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Is right? If you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. It's Powers. The something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey! That's it! That's the something! Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matt Dangard's mansion. At the defendant's house? I think we fucked ourselves. What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shall the killer assassinate Quan Corrida in his room? Then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of crime. Then the bear being found in Mr. Ongar's mansion would mean... Goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Angord is the killer's client. Yep, we fucked ourselves. Order! 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 I said order! Mr. Wright. It's the most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. Not now, then it would have later on. Even if you had to show it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it too. I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Connor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright. There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Right, Mr. Wright, what question or point would you like to explore further? What would it be? I mean, they only saw an arm, so it could be someone else, technically, but... There was one thing in Miss Power's testimony that was very unclear. And that is the identity of the person who received the bear. Gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear. We can't be sure of... Ah! What is it, Miss Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remember who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm... It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear. You've gotta be kidding. Are you sure of that, Miss Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order! Order! It looks like you dug your own grave yet again. How many times is that today? I lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And, as we all know, Matt Ongard is the Nickel Samurai. Yeah, we know that, don't we? Thanks to the defense, we made it that all the clearer. What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help! You don't have time to act lost. You gotta find another angle to attack this from. Hurry! Now, I'll bring the cross... Okay. Your Honor. Again, Mr. Wright? You already removed any and all questionable areas for this testimony. It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, you can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable points would you like to explore further? I mean, the testimony is not the bear itself. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. Bear? Mr. Wright? This was found in Mr. Ongard's mansion. However, Mr. Ongard was arrested at the hotel that night. Which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh. I think your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mr. Ongard who took this bear to his mansion. That is true. Why? That's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Phew. Says the murderer looks, never mind. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ongard's mansion. I have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Can't believe it. That butler. All this time, he was the killer. The killer and Ongard were working together, so to speak. The killer was hiding at Dawnguard's mansion as its butler. What a bold move! Bear figure was brought back to Dawnguard mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Dawnguard had him do so. I assume because he would have been bad at the police, had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. It's too much. Is there anything I can attack at all? I think we heard enough. We now know why this bear figure was at the defendant's mansion. But who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Dawnguard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objection, Mr. Wright? Well, do I? What should I do? Most definitely we should raise an objection. I'll now announce my... There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted a bear figure from the assassin. Reason number two, the very same figure was found at Dawnguard's mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client? Yes. Is all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. What do you say is the killer's real client, and therefore the real murderer? So who would we have to... Someone who's close to both Dawnguard and... Wait, what am I... Someone who's both close to Dawnguard and Corrida. Like... Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt Dawnguard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Ah! Then the nickel samurai arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews. But what about Mr. Dawnguard? You please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure in Mr. Dawnguard's mansion? It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount this possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell Dawnguard did it. I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty. It's a murder of all things. This is to say, Maya, even if the whole world turns against me, there's one fight I can't give up on. Order! 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 All respective parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor? For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did especially bring that bear to Dawnguard right away. Why do you ask? Is something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows the significance, the true killers are then they will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. I was afraid he was gonna say that. I see. This has turned into quite a mess, hasn't it? Well, then the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The stranger will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Well, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you tried to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick, Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Really strong power? It's the third time this episode we get to hear this. Hell yeah. Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Phew, that's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal. The Very Big Circus. Maya is somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a second, pal. Hey, draw a circle on the map. About 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry! And you see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so? I heard her, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, you're standing here there. Just a little long, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Mia. Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Oh my god. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, prosecution called the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You've seen it before? That's right. It's so natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secret? Alright. Why does she... Okay. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. A small jewelry box, you say? Interesting. This figure It's a container of sorts, is it? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Ah, it's a superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I never forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Miss Wright. Looked like there really was something to that bear after all. Okay. A puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figure. True enough. The people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. What kind of puzzle is this exactly? So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. Boy and his new toy. Like he's 5 all over again. Are you done? Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. What do you find after you take the puzzle apart? And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for one. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with testimony. Who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are many people with the same bear in this country. This looks like it can be easily broken. Especially if someone wants to get at what's inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. As long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. Two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Ongard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Okay. Only Korea and Andrews know how to open. This is... Well, Miss Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness. Yes? You're the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence in the courtroom. Our eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. Well, I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. A note, you say? Oh, I know where this goes. I don't think we need to guess at what that is. Do we, Mr. Wright? It's a suicide note. Suicide note? Suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts. By as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impacts has very beautiful handwriting. She's just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. It's most definitely the note she left behind right before she committed suicide. I'ma take a sip to that. Order! Witness! Didn't know about this. Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Quan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public. But I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In a note, Celeste Impact left us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Angard. About being engaged to Corrida and Angard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. There's one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Angard. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Matt Angard's values, above all else, is refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. It's Angard's fault that the woman killed herself. This time, he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. I guess there are slime boys lawyer out there who will defend these creeps too. We didn't have a choice, in my defense. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. The killer's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. The only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with a note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet. You know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy in some more time. Okay. There are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figure and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the other's hand. Phoenix, hurry! Suicide note or the figurine. Which one of these should I pursue? Oh, fuck, dude. The suicide note, I guess? Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Matt Angard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that is correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Miss Corrida until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I said that Matt Angard could have not have known what was written on this note. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly. But I didn't think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in the right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. Order! 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 You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought the spy camera was in my possession. Matt Angard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And? The victim, Juan Corrida, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Angard. Order! Order! Ahem. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You... Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. See, you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking... But I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. This camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt Angard's fingerprints were on there? Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Angard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. Got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter with. Hey. Now what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy? Shh, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so... Ew, nasty. Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? Now it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case. But, in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I'd really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Alright, I think it's time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? No, present the evidence. Like we need to. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I ever heard, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. There's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. What would it be? The only... Okay, I'm gonna gamble here on this. I think... It has to be... I think it's a suicide note. Because it's the newest piece of evidence and he probably didn't look into it that much. That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means... the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed. Oh! So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impact or not. That has yet to be even remotely confirmed. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be arguing. Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ongard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? We call the witness's testimony concerning this figure. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. We got the glass exploding again. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote this so you could use it to frame Mr. Matt Ongard. I did no such thing. Right? If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note? It is as the defense has stated. The handwriting has yet to be analyzed. That's the case. It seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is possible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I don't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and the defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis my butt. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. Ongard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 And, okay, it just continues. Jesus Christ. What is that sound? That's the sound of liberation, my friend. It's Gumshoe. Hello? Gumshoe? What is with him? And what's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. It's terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't. We don't have any more. And it goes to guilty, guilty, guilty. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to enter today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls later after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! What the fuck was that? The phone, wee, in the middle of the screen. That's so jank. Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you got to buy us some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, it's a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. Objection?
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? A humble request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. What purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. Can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Okay, we're still alive. Right, well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer, it looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Ah. Report! Ah, is that Mr. Edward? We don't have time, just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Ooh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swapped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. With my hunk of junk car, I'll say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just get in there in one piece. I'm on a mission, no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling all the stops and running every red light. Hannah's left for the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. What the fuck just happened? Did Gumshoe crash into the fucking courthouse? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. No one can stop me. Did he fucking crash? No, Gumshoe! Oh, I really hope Gumshoe's okay. What happened? Sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? You got to hurry and call for help. We know there where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if you don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, there's a way we can find out where he is. Then we can stand a chance. Why oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? I mean, there has to be a way, right? Wait. That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where... Perhaps... Von Karma has a tracking device on him. Why are you bringing up Francisca at a time like this? Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Francisca. Would she even want to help us? Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt on someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right? It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff? There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. To be continued. Oh boy. Yes. Oh. Holy hell. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode. This is one hell of a thing to take in. But that being said, we're gonna just have to wait until the next episode for, I believe, the conclusion for this. I would assume, at least. I don't know how else we would push this further, because Maya won't survive another day of investigation. So hopefully we'll just end it tomorrow. Or tomorrow in the next recording. Next episode. But with that being said, thank you guys very much for joining me in this episode. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, I very highly suggest you to do so to know whenever I post a new video in this series or future ones. With that being said, we'll just see what happens next time, and hopefully we'll get Maya back and get to the end of this. So with that being said, thank you guys very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of with some more Phoenix Wright AAT's Turn Just for All. So have a good one, everybody. Stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next episode.